Welcome everyone to another edition of Connecting to Your Intuition. And I have my next guest, and it's Tamara Caulder Richardson. Welcome, Tamara, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here and to finally meet you, Di.
Likewise, it's going to be exciting, everyone. So stay tuned, get your notepad, some pen and paper, and glass of water. Make sure you're hydrated. And we're going to jump right into it, Tamara. Can you tell everyone how you got to do what you're doing?
Yes. First of all, I'm known as an evidential medium as well as a Christ channeler, as well as ultradimensional. Now, ultradimensionals are not really ETs, they would be considered the angelics, as well as the higher level aliens. And so I channel Aster of the Galactic Federation, the Syrian Angelic Light Council, and different ones, as well as the Elohim, and Metatron and Michael. So that one can be considered ultradimensional. How I started this is I didn't really plan on it, but I definitely believe it started with my 6 near-death experiences, which started at pre-birth. I remember having a prenatal near-death experience, and I didn't even know there was such a thing at one point. But basically, my mom was hemorrhaging and was going to lose me, and I saw the whole incident above in spirit form, and down to the recording of what my aunt told my mom and came in to help and the whole situation. And then I had my near death experiences starting at 3 with a nail in the head when I was playing. It was under the dresser and I accidentally was jumping around. It went through my skull. And then again at 4 in a car accident, I went through a windshield and went through the tunnel, saw Jesus. And then 5, I died of pneumonia. I was dead on arrival, 15 minutes and dead for 2 hours. So I was spirit. That's why I like spirit people so much. I always side with the spirit people because they're so much nicer many times than people. And so, my husband even says, you always side with the spirit people because they come in love and they don't have any ulterior
Yes.
motive. And so, then I was put in a induced coma after I had the pneumonia, my lungs collapsed. Then they saw a slight pulse, put me in an induced coma for 3 days, which I spent with Christ. And he taught me many things. And one of the things he taught me about was manifestation. So I could tell the story of what he told me. And then
Yes.
then I had one at 10 where I was playing. I was in the pool on a family vacation at a hotel, and I was underneath some boys. I was 10 years old and underneath some boys playing volleyball and got hung up. They didn't know I was under their legs. And so they're playing water ball or whatever you call it. And I literally saw things open up and light come out in angelic choir. And then I just remember coughing up water. And then when I was 34, I had a reaction to a menstrual migraine pill that was prescribed by a doctor, and went on to see the Milky Way and saw lines broken down, that this was just a holographic world. And I was by location. I was sitting watching myself, and I was also traveling in outer space, honestly. So I've had lots of different spiritual experiences, not just near death experiences, UFOs. I'm also a contactee. They seem to really like psychics and people that are empathic and intuitive, and also people that want to spread this whole love and light. They really like them a lot. So if you're listening, you're probably one of them and just have forgotten that you've been visited. And you might have thought they were angels, because again, the ultradimensionals are higher level beings, and some of the celestials are included in that kind of definition. So that's how I got started. I opened up. I honestly, I tried my whole life to shut down. I tried to
Yes.
be normal.
As we do. But this is fascinating, and I'm so glad you're here. And obviously, you've had to have all these experiences to have that awareness, and that you're in your human body and self to share that with others as being a teacher, as much as being the channeler and downloading the messages. I'm feeling that there's a teaching aspect of it by you sharing your story. So I'm really
Thank
honored
you.
and blessed to have you here, Tamara, and thank everyone up there that's allowed you to come and be down here to share the work that they're doing
Oh,
up there, because the human race population, I feel we're ready for it. Some of us have been ready for a while, but there's that huge awakening, especially now that we're in the age of Aquarius. So fabulous story. And the topic we're talking about today is learning the art of surrender to manifest anything. Now, Tamara, have you got some stories or some wisdom you can share in this area?
I certainly hope so. I do want
Yeah.
to share that encounter with Christ on the other side because he taught me about manifestation. And also in the book of there's hidden gospels like the Gospel of Thomas that talk about it as well. So, but they've been
Okay.
removed from the Bible. So just FYI, if anyone wants to look at that later and so forth. And I also feel like I have a channel message, but this story is very quick. So
Yeah.
when I had pneumonia and I died, I was going through, and for those of you watching, many what I find is very common with light workers that they had some form of abuse growing up because we had to learn spiritual warfare early on. We had to learn to stand strong. And so I was no different. I had mental and sexual abuse from my stepdad, and he was abusive that way to my mom and to my sister. And I was the only one who didn't cave into it and fought back. And I think I really would be dead if that weren't the case. But I can
Mm,
also recognize I do have that discernment. Those that are watching, and it is just, first of all, so incredible that you're offering this event for other people to help them on their growth and to hear other people just like them. We're just like
mm,
others out there. We might have taken it a little bit further, but we're just like the people that are your viewers. And you're right. This is a time of change. And this is a time that we get to actually step forward and shine. And this is our time that we've been waiting for. But so many either, now my parents were not involved with alcoholism, but it was more narcissistic abuse and then the sexual abuse. So I had to somewhat endure it till I got away from the house at 18. And
mm,
so I can see now pain and hurt in people, especially females. And they'll say, "You don't understand." I'm like, "Yes, I do." And so I kind of see through that. I'm like, "Yes, I do." And quit being a victim and decide to be a victor and to reside your power in the divine. I love being with Christ because it just cleanses. His love is so cleansing, is so unconditional, and it's such a sweetness there. But you can say divinity, and this is religion free. This is just spirituality, and to cleanse yourself, who you really are, because we are not this flesh and blood. And so we've all had to learn to go through things, and to some of it's is process, like onions, layers of an onion, getting rid of that. So in order for us to manifest things, we must remove the things that are the blockages that are there. Can I get rid of the memories of the sexual abuse? No. But what I can do is be master of those memories. When they come up, I can go, um, I can say it's in the past. What's in the past is in the past. And I can also say that I'm an eternal spiritual being and I'm powerful. So I can reprogram myself to be better than that. And also what I do, and this is just something that's taken my whole lifetime, is that I have great pity on the perpetrator, because what a broken, horrible person to do that. I mean,
mhm,
especially a child. I mean, think about how damaged you must be. I mean, because I made it through, and I feel loved, and I feel blessed, and I feel happy, and I feel like I can love others, and I can see their beauty. And if I had grown dark inside, I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm not going to let that perpetrator control me. And now he's crossed over, which yes, he has come through several times. I'm like, you can come through if you're nice. And now because they get help on the other side. He's doing
yeah,
better. He's doing
yeah,
better. And he said many times, that he is sorrowful because they experience your pains and what you went through. So they have to go through that in their 3D life review.
Right.
But going back, we have to concentrate on our blessings, like how much worse it could be. I mean, I could be some, crack prostitute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You look at
Mm.
where we've been, you think, I'm breathing, I'm alive, I'm healthy. We have to look at our pluses and what's there. And then that's when we can start manifesting and realize that we have been manifesting all along. And you think, well,
Mm.
why do people go through difficult times? Well, welcome to planet Earth. We're here to learn. This is soul school. It's not like we really die. And it does teach us this great compassion. If everything was handed to us on a platter, um, we would not really completely appreciate things. But by having troubles or having counter intention put upon us, we have to learn how to navigate that. But when we
Mm.
stand in our I amness, and I would like to recommend, I mentioned what is it, the Gospels of Thomas for manifesting. Not that I'm an expert on that. I mean, Greg Braden's like an expert on it. I'm not for sure, but you can look at that. But also the I Am series with Saint Germain is free. I'm just going to warn y'all, if you if you lay there and you meditate and do it, you will go exterior and you will go out of your body and you will get high. That's how powerful it is. Do not drive like I did the first time doing these, but really connecting to your power source. We all need to connect in right now to the divine, and not religiously what we were taught. I'm not against that, but let's look outside of that. It's our birthright. We are from heaven. We are, here's the thing. I get a lot of people go, oh, what about, I've done a lot of past life myself, like 375 hours. Most of us on other planets. I've seen all this different stuff. Okay, big deal. We're here now. That's really kind of what
Mm.
matters is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
present time and what we do with it. And we have been many, many things, but regardless if we live on planet Earth or Arcturus or Pleiades or wherever we're from, right? It doesn't really matter, or just the etheric. It doesn't matter because we're here now and life has been breathed into us. We have, for that very sake, the mission is always the same. And what
Yeah.
Christ told me is be the love you were created to be. And so when I was in my NDE over there, when I was 5 years old, and there's a whole thing on that. I have it on my southernbellemedium.com site. You can see videos of me talking about the whole experience. We don't have time today about what happened over there, but he talked about we manifest through our mind. Now, I was a little kid, so he couldn't use the words like consciousness, but it's our consciousness. So we need to consciously be spiritually mature in what we focus on, because we don't sit down and say, I'm going to manifest today. And you know how you do your vision boards, which I've done all that, the vision boards, because we're in flux and there's timelines that are going on right now and the timelines are shifting. So, I've always been a really powerful clairvoyant as well as medium, but what I'm noticing and with others like me is that they'll see something and then it disappears and they're like, what happened? And not to say there's not different outcomes. I could say your best situation that you would like might be this. It's someone's own free will what they choose. There are other possibilities, but the timelines are changing so much that the outcomes are different. So the only thing that's consistent is what? Our consciousness. So we must be spiritually mindful. So when we think of anything negative, we need to acknowledge it and realize we're doing that. And even with our wording, we want to speak life to ourselves and others. And I've stopped and had to retract something I said just to myself.
Mm.
I didn't think it was positive. I was like, nope, retract it. That's not true. And even especially enemies. You say enemies, but people that aren't very nice that most
Yeah.
people say wouldn't like. We have to look at a different way to look at that. I'll tell you a good way to look at it. Most people that are jerks in this world, people don't like them, right? So
Mm.
most people aren't going to be saying, God, would you look after them? I want to share love with them. I want to just send them loving things. They're not, because they don't like them. So I try to have pity on people
Mm.
are
Okay.
mean or cruel or whatever, because I would not want to be that person. So
Yes.
Jesus said that we manifest with our minds, and he said in heaven it's done instantaneously. So I said, can I have an example? He goes, sure. So I visualized this consciousness. I visualized a little boat, and we were on this little boat. It was a little stream. It was very pretty, and a grass everywhere. And he sat on, it's a little boat. He sat on one, I sat on the other. And three fish just swam up to Jesus, and he picked one up and he said hello to it. And then he put it back in the water. And he goes, "This is how we fish here." And he said, it's immediate on the other side. So in heaven, and it comes through like in readings that I do, evidentially, they'll talk about there are replicas of like, you want to go to Rome? You never had the chance? Don't worry about it. There's replicas over there without all the garbage. There's replicas and stuff. You get to go. I hear about it all the time with husbands talking about, they go, yeah, you said you'd always take me. Well, they plan trips. And so we can, if we want to ski in the Swiss Alps, we can visualize that and go that. Whereas here we have to constantly visualize it, but we have to take it a step through. We have to feel it with all our senses and we get our super senses. We have to feel it. Like, what does it feel like to get to go on stage? What does it feel like? Like before I spoke at the Edgar Casey Center, I visualized everybody hugging me and greeting me and welcoming me, and me standing on the stage, and how much love I felt for everybody and how much love they felt for me. And that happened. I taught a day of mediumship at the Edgar Casey Center, but before I did that, I actually felt what would it feel like. And it's never, it's never, yeah, we all need more money and time and etc. But it's always the love you want. It's always that feeling of approval. So manifesting has to be, you have to be able to bring it to a point that you can taste it.
Wow. Okay. That is powerful.
Now, if you want, I can ask and we can get if we have time, I can channel a message for us. Or if you have questions, whatever you want to do.
I feel let's channel a message and see what, because it is about the audience. So there'll be someone out there that will need this message. And it's been fantastic hearing your stories. And yeah, let's channel, Tamara, and see what comes up, please.
Okay, so if everyone, when I do this, when I channel, it's just not the words. And I want to explain that to people. Of course, you already know, Di, but it's not just the words, but it's the shift in the energy. Remember, I said you got to taste it to manifest. Well, what would that be? A shifting of energy, right? A shifting of what? High vibe energy, right? I feel good. It's exciting. There's something in life where you don't want to do it. You go, ugh. But there's something exciting, you go, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, there's a new movie coming out. I want to see it. It looks like such a good, fun movie, or something that you're excited about. So the same thing as the shift and channeling, it goes high vibe. So what does that mean? This transmission is not just words. This transmission energetically, you may feel it emotionally, physically, or spiritually. And because I came back from the other side, I'm also a healer. I also bring that light to people. So I don't know. I've had people healed too. So this is, they're not just the words. So I want you to feel the energy, and I want to do 3 quick cleansing breaths, because I want you to be able to take something away that you can always do. And I want you to visualize, if everyone could close their eyes, and I want you to feel this energy, and I want you to get a pad and write down, if anything, go ahead and write down any question that you have, and hopefully this transmission will answer it. And I want you to feel the energy of the transmission, because even if it's recorded for later, you will still feel it, because that presence is there, because we're timeless, right? In divinity, through divinity, in our divinity, we're timeless. So, all right. So I want us to visualize, close our eyes, and then I'm going to go right into the channeling, but I want to share this with you. If you're ever have anxiety, need a little peace, need a little energy jacking up, I want you to do this. You can actually do this anytime, waiting, sitting in a car. You can learn to do it quicker. I'm going to do a real quick version, but basically, if you close your eyes, I want you to visualize a beautiful white light, and it's a golden white light, and it has energy in it. And it's beautiful and it's warm, like sitting in front of a comforting fireplace. And I want you to breathe this beautiful, divine light. And it's going to wash over you from the top of your head. And as you're breathing in, hold it and exhale out. I want you to exhale out all the things that don't matter, your to-do list, the things of unworthiness, whatever it is, just let that go. And breathe in this beautiful white light that has all the correction for your DNA, every answer that you need, all residing in you as a part of you always. And breathe in and exhale out the silly things. And then breathe in slowly. And have this white light go from the top of your head down behind your eyes as you exhale out through the back of your throat. This beautiful, healing, unconditional love light going through the top of your shoulders, down through your arms, your fingers. This light source is coming out down through your chest and your navel, your hips, down through your legs and your knees, all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And you are surrounded in beautiful, golden, beautiful, bright light. Some people might want to look at it like an egg. It's your protective egg, but it's your divine merging with the one that always has been. And today we're going to talk about manifesting for your highest good. And I'm going to have Yeshua, Jesus, step here, and he's going to answer that. My beloved brothers and sisters, welcome to all, for my love is always with you and never separate. And when you ask how to manifest, this is not your basic urge, your basic form of creation. This is not what the spirit wants to do in human form, but to create and to build and to explore, to manifest worlds, opportunities. This is who you are. But yet, there are programs out there. There are things that tell you 1, 2, 3, this is how you manifest. But this is innate within you. You all know how to manifest. It resides in you. The problem is not with the manifestation. The problem is within you, your lack of worthiness. This means nothing to me, for I don't understand. For there is no such thing as worthy or as unworthy, but accepting the experience and the love that you are. And when you allow all things good, perceivably good and perceivably bad into your life, then you are able to have and not have. This is about the ability to having. And you think, who in the world would not want to have all the money in the world? But all the money in the world may come with problems. There's a list of problems we can go over, but I think you understand the concerns that might have. Or what about how your family and friends might look at you? They feel like that you're above it all. Maybe you don't want to be above it all. So it's always the ramifications of what you feel about it that stops you from your manifestations. And truly, how you manifest is through your heart, never through your head. It's always through your heart. And the heart wants exactly what it wants and what it needs the most. And sometimes our head tells us we must have that $1 million, but our heart says, I need to heal and I need to manifest a life of peace and tranquility, more animals, more nature, more healthy food, and more healthy people around me. And is that not abundance? And how do we question this? How do we respond to what is abundantly needed in our life? If we compare it to the world, you will always fail in this. But if you go to your own heart, it is the thing that your soul values and not this world. So know that you are always supported, and the only blocks that are there is your own. And sometimes blocks are not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you just need to be still and listen to your heart and talk to me often. because I love talking to my brothers and my sisters, and I'm always there. And if you're feeling down, my love is always abundantly there. And never a judgment, just love, just just a friend to listen to. And I also respond back to those that want to hear. Again, don't be so, as we've spoken before about blocks, don't be so hard on yourself. So many are. And you spend more time berating yourself and helping others than living this golden life that's been given to you. It is such an opportunity for you to have breath in you and for you to be here. Know that you're supported on this side and in the other, and you are never truly alone because you did not come into this world alone. We know and we see all that is going on and know all will always be well and things always end up how they should be. Life is eternal, and so is my love. Your friend always, Jesus. Okay. I am back. Oh, how beautiful. Wow. Spoken like the master, as as with such lightheartedness and beauty. So what we manifest, what we desire and manifest don't always equal out is basically what he's saying. And, it makes me think, haven't you ever wanted something so badly and then hoping it would happen and it didn't happen? And later on, you were grateful it didn't because it maybe was the wrong people or the wrong timing. So I think those are components that we also need to consider, but we can never go wrong when we look what's in our heart. Just like when we meet someone, we know right off you feel connected to them or not. And we need to trust that.
That was so beautiful, Tamara. I was feeling it, and I love it. Resonated. The heart desires what the heart desires. I thought that is so true. And I feel sometimes when I've had thoughts and they have manifested, it's obviously when my heart's been talking. I thought it was my head. It is all about the heart, and it's all about, that's the first brain. The stomach and the gut is the second brain, and that's the third brain. So we're retraining ourselves because for hundreds of years we've been operating up here. It doesn't work anymore now, it's here. So that was so beautiful, and I could feel the energy and that peace and calm, and it was, I feel, what we all needed. I'm so blessed that you were able to channel that and channel Jesus, and that love and energy that's coming through. So I
Oh,
think
you're
that's
so
beautiful
welcome.
and gold. It's priceless.
Oh, you're so welcome. Isn't it peaceful? And we can all
Yeah.
have that. It's free. We can
Yeah.
all have that. And I think the part for me is it really kind of hit me. I mean, it's the kind of thing that secretly you really don't want to admit to people, but is the whole not being worthy. If someone gave you, here, Di, here's $20 million. Wouldn't you go, oh, that's great? And then you go, wait a minute. You know what I mean? And then you're
Yeah.
thinking, and
What's the
because
catch?
what's the catch? What am I supposed to? And I think it's I think, what are we afraid of? Is it going to change us? Do we want to be, what ways do we want to be changed? What ways are we okay with being changed? Because we are all going into quite a big change with this ascension process, and we can feel it. And I will say that a lot of light workers are going through frequency issues, their body lining up because they're having difficulty. I'm hearing it all around the world, people having headaches. I'm getting a lot of buzzing in my right ear. I'm feeling frequency and vibration through my body, usually right around when I go to sleep or wake up. And we're trying to adjust to this ascension that is a thing that's happening, that has been spoken forth, prophecies back from the Aztecs on, that this is going to happen. So because the whole duality of the where we've been on this planet of war and so forth, it's not working.
No,
It's not
totally.
working.
No, it's not working. I agree totally. Oh, this is good. And this is good to explaining it to people who might be feeling a bit out of kilter and out of sorts, that what's going on? Am I sick at this? So if you've got any more to say on that, would be fantastic tomorrow. I feel as a bit of a helping hand for those who are undergoing changes and not understanding why.
Yes, absolutely. I can go over that just a little bit. I'm going to
Yes,
actually, I
ma'am.
was told with my Ascension School, Academy of Divine Wisdom, to and actually channel teach how to handle this energetically, because
Oh,
so many people are having problems.
mm,
And what's happening is your weakest organ. So, first of all, identifying. First of all, it can come in different ways. It could be lightheadedness, dizziness, headaches. Have you experienced any of those? I have. Okay.
not really.
Okay. So it comes in waves. Okay. So it's coming in waves over the planet. So that's one. The other is um different sounds and frequencies around you. I almost
Mm,
like I can hear it in my right ear. Sometimes I feel it in my body, a light vibration.
mm,
I'll hear it. It's almost like tendonitis, and then it'll just completely go away. The other would be if you have an area, an organ that is weaker, you're going to find all of a sudden now it's bothering you. It's because they're trying to align our frequencies. I will tell you that at night, when I do feel like they're working on the light workers, they know who we are by our frequency and our light source. They can connect. And that would be the angelic realm. And also like the Pleiadians, the Arcturians. The Pleiadians are very heavily involved with upgrading people, but so are the angelics. And they're doing that because the light workers, the empaths, the intuitives, the healers, they're not normal anyway. Actually, they are normal in our new reality
yes,
of a new
yes,
human. They are the most
yeah,
normal of all, which is why
yeah,
we have to be the teachers, right? 'Cause this is
yeah,
our norm. This is we are normal to one another,
yeah,
but to the planet, we have always been the oddballs. But now we're actually the heroes in this game, which is pretty
yes,
cool.
yes, yeah,
And so we're trying to adjust and align with who we came. This is our mission, why we came here. And so at night, when you feel this, let that happen. They're actually lining up our body frequency. It has to be higher. It already was operating higher. And so let's go back from childhood. A lot of
mm,
psychics had headaches because they did not
mm,
want to see the pictures or hear the voices or all that. Okay. And so that this is just jacked up. And so they're just getting our bodies ready. So we're the first phase. We're the first phase. And then we're supposed to help the new earth
wow,
with,
yep,
with things that are shifting and happening. I don't know how it's going to all transpire, but I know it's like the big football game or whatever. It's like the big playoff. It's like we're the star team, and we need to we are the heroes. We are the
yep,
cavalry
yep,
all over the world, right?
yep, yep,
We're the world, like, we got to cover the whole world, and actually have been shown the globe in
wow,
little lights all over it. And like you're a little light. See, there's hardly anyone where I am. And like, I mean, it's a big city. It's like 2 million people, but Charlotte, North Carolina, I'm like a little light. You're a little light. There's little lights in like Africa, New Zealand. There are little lights everywhere.
yeah,
And you don't, I think the people watching is manifesting. As I say, surrender. We talked about that earlier. Surrender to your monkey mind and drop it down into your heart. And then
yes,
you'll have the answers. And then when you merge with the divine, which is who we are, where we came from, a
yeah,
part of, we are creation because we can't die, we live forever. So when we merge that, then there's a oneness. If there's something missing, it's because you're not doing that. Because we are from there, we are from heaven, we are, and we're connected too. So I feel like that if this can help people to understand that maybe don't have that spiritual resource, or now they have it through your group, and of course,
mm,
and then with other people that are on your channel, they can connect with them. We're a global family. We're
yeah,
not just a global family. We're we're an earth family.
yes, yep,
And so this is big. This is
yeah,
big.
it's
And you're
huge.
not alone. I mean, you've got Di helping you, me helping you, others on there. And this is the reason you're probably offering this to everybody, so
Mm,
they know that they're not alone, and
yeah,
different people have different specialties, and you can build your network and with people that you connect to.
Yeah, that's perfect. And it's so beautifully said and summarized. And I feel this is, I'm being drawn to do this and I love doing them. And I feel you're right. We're all connecting, and those that are watching, all these various speakers are all connecting with who they're going to resonate with. So would you love to tell the audience your free gift, Tamara, and what it is?
Yes, I would. So I gave you a little taste of the a little bit of the the channeling, and also as well as the a little bit of the light. But I go into a 30-minute Christ-like meditation, and y'all should get high. I always say there's no high like the most high after that, seriously, because I'm bringing that light that I saw that these near-death experiences talk about, all the oneness and the light. I'm bringing that in that. And so that is a 30-minute meditation that you will be getting. Um, and you'll provide the links and so forth.
Yeah.
And can I also mention other places they can get a hold of me, or?
Oh, they'll get when they connect,
Link?
they'll hit the little button to get your free gift.
Okay.
Then I'll give you their email address, and they'll be able to
Okay.
connect with you that way. So that would be
Okay.
fabulous.
Okay,
Just
great.
this is really cool. So if you've loved what you've heard and experienced now with this interview with Tamara, do yourself a favor. Click on the link and connect in and get more of her gems of wisdom and the energy and things that you'll need. Now, is there something you'd like to finish, like a final comment you'd like to leave the audience, Tamara?
Yes, it's always one thing. We complicate it. Don't we just love complicating it here on earth? And
Yeah.
as Jesus told me, be the love you were created to be. It's just that. Some people don't have to do anything except just their presence shines, and that's all that
Yeah.
they have to do. And there are
Yeah.
others that do things, whether it's healing, sound healing, messages. We're all different, but it's, don't underestimate just your presence of shining, and just always remember every day to be that love. It's not easy. There are challenges. There are people that you just would like to choke, but you have to take a deep breath and go, they're not there yet. They're at a different place.
Yes. That's so
And
beautiful. Yeah, you
right?
go.
And how are they going to change if we are not the change in the world?
Yeah. Yeah, we are the light and we are the role models. So that's beautifully said, and a beautiful reminder for everyone who is watching. You are a role model for someone else. Yeah, and I love that. Be the light, be the love. Love yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Fill yourself up with the love so that you can be the shining light of love and light. So it's beautiful.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate your support, and I've loved hearing your story. I've enjoyed it as well, and I hope everyone watching get the replays or buy the series, and just watch it again. There's so much in here. And if you're new to this space, you need to hear it a few times before you get those light bulb moments where you think, that makes sense. Yes, I do this, or I need to do something else. So it's been absolutely magical, Tamara, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everything.
Thank you. Much love. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.